Hi, my friends. Teresa Lysam here. How are you today? Hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're not, how can you make it a fantastic day? Maybe just opening a bottle of these little liquid gold, little bottles of liquid gold could be enough to put a smile on your face. I love doTERRA essential oils and I use them a lot. I diffuse them. I use them in cleaning. I use them on my body every single day for lots of different reasons. And so I go through a lot of them. And I have lots of empty bottles that I never want to throw away because I feel like they're so useful. So I'm going to give you some ideas today what to do with your essential oil bottles that are empty, but still might have some usefulness left to them. Now, of course, if you don't want to do any of these ideas, that's fine. Hopefully your community has a recycling program. Please recycle your glass essential oil bottles if you can, because we just all need to do our part to save Mother Earth and make it a better place for everybody without excessive trash. But with that being said, let's jump into what we could be doing with some of those empty bottles. Now, if you have a little bit left in, you can use some of the bottles, which is a little bit left in. You can use empty bottles with nothing in them except maybe some hidden oils on the side. You can also use your empty bottles is in place of new bottles, so you can actually clean them, disinfect them, clean out all the previous oils and use them like brand spanking new, basically. And so if you choose to use them for a different oil, so say you're using a lavender bottle, but you want to put some tea tree in there, then you're going to want to really clean them out really, really well, get that leftover previous oil residue out of there. And you can do that one of two ways. You can boil them, which is what I do. I just get a pot that's going to hold my bottles, put my essential oil bottles in there, let them come to a boil, kind of tip them over so they fill with that boiling water, let them boil for a little bit, a nice gentle rolling boil for a while. And then I turn it off, turn the burner off and just let them sit there for a while. And you'll know that they're done, at least the way I do it, is when I can carefully and easily take off the label. So that's what I gauge it by, but you can leave it in as long as you want. But I take them out. Be very careful if you're going to let them cool down in the water, that's fine. If you're going to take them out, be very careful. They're going to be very, very hot. And I like to find a happy medium where they're cooling down, but they're just a teeny weeny warm. And then that allows me to take off those labels very, very easily with minimal to no residue left behind. So you'll find that sweet spot. Just please be careful with the boiling water and the hot bottles. If there's a little bit of residue left, you can certainly take your lemon essential oil and rub that on that residue and get it off that way. So use other oils to clean your essential oil bottles. You can also put it in some hot soapy water in a big bowl, leave them overnight, and then the next day just rinse them. If you want to put them in your dishwasher, put each bottle on its own little upright prong and run it through the sanitizing cycle. So there's a couple of different ways to really clean out those bottles. But there's so many things to do with a little bit of oil left inside the bottles. You might not feel a desire or a need to do that. So let's talk about some of the things you could do with kind of a little bit left in the bottom. So say you have two bottles with just a little bit left inside each one. You can travel with these. It's so much better and smarter to take just a little bit of oil than a full bottle. So use and have that intention in mind that you're going to save this bottle of lavender that's just got a little bit left, and that's going to be your travel oil and your travel bottle, and take it with you. You can decide that you want to dilute that little bit left. and use it for a child, or use it for a pet, or use it on yourself. So you can take what's left and fill it with some fractionated coconut oil and use it in the diluted version. You can certainly do that. You can take 2 bottles. So say you have 2 peppermint bottles and this one's full and this one has a little bit left. You can split them so that there's half and half, and then take those 2 halvesies and put one in one location and one in the other location. This way you don't have to buy another bottle right yet. You can actually have your oils in 2 different locations because you split them in half. So that's a nice cost-effective way of putting oils in different places. I like to have oils in my kitchen, in my bathroom, they're on my desk. So I like to have multiple oils, but if you don't want to buy 2 or 3 peppermint bottles, then do the splitting method, the splitting technique. But you do have to let one get down, close to the bottom. Another thing you can do with some that are just about empty, like there's hardly anything in there that you can see, you can put a little cotton ball inside that oil bottle, maybe put the lid on, let it sit for a day or 2, take the lid off, and you can put that bottle in a closet or in a drawer, someplace where you want the beautiful aroma of an essential oil to hit you when you open that drawer or open that closet. You can take the cotton ball out and just use the empty bottle, or leave the cotton ball in and see if that's enough for you. So you decide whether to leave it in or take it out. If you take the cotton ball out, put it in some stinky shoes and let it sit in those stinky shoes for a while. Or take the empty bottle, put the empty bottle in some stinky shoes. Take the lid off, of course, and just allow it to permeate those stinky shoes. Have I said stinky shoes enough? So that's a really good one to do with your oils, your empty oil bottle, I should say. Some other ideas. You can share one of your oils that's almost empty. So if you're down to just a little bit, share it with a favorite friend or family member, and then teach them how to use that oil for themselves. Love that idea. You can take an almost empty essential oil bottle, or whatever level you so choose, and make your own diffuser blend. So say this is rosemary and I want to add some lime or some lemon to this and make my own diffuser blend. Then I would take that existing or that remaining rosemary and add a few oils to it, make my own blend, and leave that by my diffuser so I can just pour a couple of drops right in my diffuser instead of having multiple bottles of each individual essential oil there. So I love that idea. You're kind of combining everything in one bottle just for ease of use and convenience. So we already talked about traveling with your oils, your partially empty oil bottles. You can make your own hand sanitizer. So I've purchased this little, you can purchase some spray tops. Oh, the little straw fell off. It has a little straw on it. And make your own hand sanitizer, your own room freshener spray, your own linen spray, your own ouchie spray, your own after sun spray, and have these little bottles that you can take with you to the beach. I keep this one in my purse. Just have, your own concoction, but you do have to purchase these little spray bottle tops first and have a bunch of those. And then you can make your own spritzers, your own sprayers. I love making one of these and taking it traveling with me, leaving it in the bathroom. So people can use that to spray. So great use of essential oil bottles. Make sure you label them. So if you have to relabel because you put in some different oils than what the label already says, then make sure you label it in some way. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can get some masking tape and write on what's in that bottle, and then slap that on the bottle. You can use a label maker. You can pre-purchase some stickers, whatever you want to do, however much trouble you want to go to. Just make it easy on yourself and make it convenient and fun for you. So definitely take some of these bottles with you. Some really unusual ones. I don't know why that's taking so long to load my little idea page there. Epsom salts. Take your Epsom salts, put it in your empty essential oil bottle. And you can, what I've done is I just floated that entire bottle in my bath water so that the Epsom salts is kind of like dissolving and dispersing into the bath water. And I'm really getting every last teeny weeny drop of that essential oil out of that bottle. And then recycle it or do whatever, reuse it some other place. You can also take that Epsom salts, put it in that bottle, keep it in there, put the lid back on, keep the Epsom salts in there and carry this with you. Put this in the car. Use it to just smell from when you need a little pick-me-up. This way you're not carrying the liquid, but you're carrying the fragrance and the aroma, and the benefits are captured in those Epsom salts. So I really love that idea. You can make your own smelling salts and keep those with you. Another idea with salts with the app, which I absolutely love, is to make your own flavored salt. So you would want to do this with an oil that you would use in place of a spice. So some examples would be basil, oregano, thyme, cilantro. I can see it being done with rosemary, coriander, ginger would work. Lemongrass would work. So whatever flavor you want to try, you're going to take some finely ground salt of your choice, iodized salt, Himalayan salt, whatever salt you prefer, the fine version. Fill up your bottle that has a little teeny bit, or it's empty. So it could have a teeny weeny bit of oil in it, or it could be totally empty. Put the lid on it, let it sit for a couple of days, and you have your own flavored salt. I really love that idea. I'm excited to do a couple for myself. Just be real careful with that oregano, because oregano is very, very powerful and you don't want to overdo it. So make sure your oregano bottle is empty before you fill it with your salt. I think that's about it. I love those ideas. I'm sure there's more out there. I might have forgotten a few, but I think that's a good starting point. If you find some other ideas that you'd like to share with me, please, I would love to hear them. I'm always on for trying new ideas and sharing new ideas with others. So save your essential oil bottles that are empty, reuse them, repurpose them, and then ultimately recycle them. All right, my friends, that is it for me. Thank you so much for listening. Have fun with your empty essential oil bottles. Take care. Bye-bye.